All right, people, what is going on? Back with another video. And today, this is the post game of the Georgia Southern FAU game. I am VF Baller. This is the First in Frame Rates channel. If you guys have not been here before, this is your first time here, it's going a little bit on the downside a little bit, but mostly I talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football over here. And we just got through a game where Georgia Southern didn't look that good. As a matter of fact, they looked pretty bad. And if you're a fan and you're upset, you have every right to be. I have no problem with that. I am upset as well. But there's a lot of things that happened in this game that I'm going to talk about. I did say on Twitter that I was going to say a lot by saying very little. And that's just what I'm going to do here. So hopefully, if I don't start rambling, I'm going to keep this short and simple. Once again, thank you guys for all the support. You guys are awesome. The guys on Patreon, all the new followers on Twitter, and all the subscribers here. You guys are great. All right, let's get into this. This game was in our hands early. We were moving very well. Cam Ransom was doing his thing. He goes down with an ankle injury, and still was kind of in our control, offense and defense wise. I mean, FAU was making, bad mistakes with penalties. They weren't able to move the ball very well. They were going backwards at times. Also, they had other situations where they couldn't stop our offense. I mean, we were running the ball very well. The first drive of the game that we had was very well, 95 yards, and everything was going good. Then, like I said, once Cam Ransom got hurt, it was stalled a little bit, but what happened is when we turned the ball over, Sam Kinnerson had a fumble, and ever since then, the game turned upside down. It went from 6-0 to basically giving up 38 unanswered points. We ended up losing the game 38-6. Like I said, if you have a right, you want to be upset, you should be, because that's not the entire story. Basically, what got this game upended on its head was our secondary. I talked about this in the pregame. The secondary is just not where it needs to be. The front seven did everything they could. They even got some pressure. They got some sacks. They even caused a few fumbles, even though we didn't get any of the fumbles. The front seven did their job for the most part, up until the game basically got out of hand. Guys were wide open up in, all in the secondary, all up down the field. And that is our Achilles heel. You got other teams in this conference that are going to be watching this. You got guys who can sling the football in this conference. I mean, you look at Bryce at App State. You look at Quad Brown at Georgia State. You look at the guys, Coastal Carolina with Grayson McCall. You got guys in this conference that can throw the ball. So that's going to be a problem. It's going to be a real problem when we are competing, and so that's just conference wise. I want to give a shout to Cam Ransom, even though it was kind of questionable why he was in the game after all this time on a bum ankle. I do give him credit for trying to come back after, around when it was 6-10, 6-17, because the game was still kind of maybe even 6-24, because the game is still somewhat in reach. But he gave it his all out there, and I give him all the credit in the world. He did everything he could, and he's a warrior. And I think that's something that we need to really take from this. Is something that we need to be really looking into for the rest of the season. Because even when Tomlin comes back, I don't know if he's, as far as the offense goes, I don't think he's the answer. Because even when Ransom came back, we started moving the ball again. And albeit that we moved the ball because it was, short passes, Cam Ransom didn't have to move a lot. It was a lot of quick passes. And he got the ball where it needed to be. Now, there are some things about him that I will critique him on. I will do that in a separate video. I'll probably do that later on this week, because his passing is efficient, but it needs some work, and I'll talk about that down the road. But as of right now, he did everything he could, and I really, I give him credit for that. As far as the coaches, I'm not really sure if you wanted to put him back in the game. I'm not. I don't think that was a good idea. But nevertheless, this game is over. We're gonna have to go down to Fayetteville now. Is that Fayetteville? Fayetteville, Arkansas, And we got to look at this team. I'm going to take a long look at Arkansas because they're on the downswing of the SEC. As far as we go, I still, and I know people don't want to hear this right now, I still think this is a winnable game for Georgia Southern, even going into a place like Fayetteville, Arkansas. But there's a lot of things that need to be done, a lot of things that need to be fixed, a lot of things that need to be tweaked, preferably on the defensive side and the secondary. As far as the offense, I don't have a problem with the offense and the way it runs. I think if Cam Ransom never went out to begin with, if he never had the ankle injury, coulda, woulda, shoulda, but if he never went out with the ankle injury, we would have been taking control of this game. You got to understand that Kennerson fumbled the ball, and we were like at the 15 or something. So we had this game in control if he didn't fumble that ball, even if we got 3 points. So the offense, honestly, the offense just need to keep doing what it's doing. Long as the health of Cam Ransom and if JT comes in, if Tomlin comes in, if they run the offense like they've been doing, I think they'll be fine. The problem is our defense and preferably the secondary. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm going to be back later on in the week. We're going to talk about what we have to do against Arkansas. I'm going to do some things when it talks about Arkansas on the First and Frame Rate show. I will be doing that show. I think I'm going to start doing that show on Wednesdays. And that's going to be basically a call-in show where we talk about Georgia Southern Atlanta Falcons football. I do those live. So be on the lookout for that show. Once again, I will be having that show available where we talk about somewhat of a pregame show for the Arkansas game. Now, what I'm going to do next, I'm finally going to get to this Atlanta Falcons pregame video for against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm going to be streaming some games on my VFcast channel. The link is down in the description. I'll be streaming some games, probably playing some NBA 2K. I might play some old school football. Who knows? I hope you guys decide to come through. Subscribe to that channel. If you like this video, hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel if you want more information about what we're doing over here as far as Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And I hope you guys share this video and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Whew, what a game. You guys be easy. Peace.